Hey kids, this is Jack. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Harmony Point Zoo, my Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. You're probably wondering what it is that you're looking at right here that's in front of me. And, well, it's a penguin habitat. I know that I said in my last episode we'd be working on this in the next episode, and here we are in the next episode, and it's all finished. I can hear you asking, Jack, what's up with this? Why is it all finished? Well, I had a technical problem. I recorded the episode where this all got completed, and went to check it and went, make sure the recording was cool so that I could upload it to YouTube. Only to find that basically I had 50 seconds of regular recording, and then everything single image. And after that, you still had my narration, but you didn't have, you couldn't actually doing anything. So I figured, well, you know what, the habitat is built. People are understanding, if I explain what happened, they'll go, okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. Besides, it is a pretty good it is a pretty good habitat. Here are the penguins. They're like doing their mating thing, obviously. It's a pretty good habitat. We've got a shelter, we've got a guest overlook over here. Even underwater, we've got release feeders, we've got ice. It's a good looking habitat. I'm proud of my efforts onto it. It looks good. And now that the weather isn't constantly raining, the sun's out, so yay, there's that. I did go ahead and do some decoration around it. I built another little tiny food court. I'm going to decorate those buildings shortly. So anyway, that's what I did in the penguin episode. I built a penguin habitat. So I figured, okay, like I said, I would explain what happened. Everybody would be cool. We'll move on to the polar bear habitat. So I started recording a polar bear habitat video. And at one point, I know that I said, well, this is going to take more than one video to finish. And that's fine too. What I didn't expect was that when I went to go and look at the finished video, I got this far with everything, by the way. This is the incipient polar bear habitat, obviously unfinished. What I did not expect was that the same exact thing would happen. I have about 15 minutes of video, and then it freezes on a single image, and then that's it. No more. So I lost 2 videos worth of footage, and here I am with an unfinished polar bear habitat. Now, so what that means is in this episode, we're going to go ahead and finish that polar bear habitat, or at least we're going to get it more finished. And after that, we'll see what happens, because so far I've only had 2 votes. Now, granted, there's only about 6 of you who comment on my videos, but I've only had 2 people say what area they'd prefer me to work on next. In both cases, it was Asia. So, if nobody else votes, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to end up just going ahead and starting the Asian portion of this zoo. We have not yet reached the part of the zoo where I'm thinking about shutting it down and starting a new zoo. Not yet. Believe me, I will let everybody know once we get to that point, but I haven't hit that point yet. And of course, the next animal that we're going to add is the polar bears. So just to make sure, since I've got the barriers done and I've got a nice pool for them to swim in and everything's cool, let's add the polar bears and see what we can do to customize. Yeah, thank you, Mackenzie. To customize this habitat for the polar bears. And once we get this done, if we have any more time in the video, I'll take care of other things. Like there's some animals I need to check on the populations, things like that. But for the most part, what we're going to be doing in this episode is the polar bears. And, looky there. Here we go. So let's get them into the habitat. Now, this habitat has a lot of interesting features to it. Not the least of which being that there is a staff room and a keeper's hut hidden in the rockwork. If you go in through this tunnel down here, I should probably put a light up. Hold on a second. I'm gonna what do they call it? What would the word be? Demarcate? Demarcate? Is that even a word? Because I knew demarcation is a word, but I don't know if demarcate is a word. But basically, put something here that lets people know. There. Now you know where the streetlight is the tunnel. So this is the staff tunnel. And here's the entryway to the polar bear habitat there. And if you go past here, there are staff buildings. We have a keeper hut and a staff lounge. And not sure what this one is. Is this the... Oh, it's a research center, right, for the vets. And then, of course, I have a power generator and a water purifier and a water temperature monitor all back here, too. And that's actually underneath this hill. It's all underneath this hill here in the polar bear habitat. And also in this polar bear habitat, speaking of subterranean things, I built a cave for them. And they'll be sleeping in here. That's cool. I think it's cool. So, let's see how they do. Once they get the, once they're actually into the habitat. Of course, all the glass is facing the wrong way, and that's just, typical. Alright. Now the polar bears coming, are they? Oh, here they come. And there's nobody coming around here at the moment. The polar bears are pretty popular animals. There should be some visitors to it. Excuse me. Okay. I'm a rook. Let's see. Believe it or not, according to this, it's all fine and dandy for him right now. But I do know that they do prefer it a little colder. -4 to 50 degrees. So I'm going to put some coolers around before this bear starts to overheat. So we'll start with that. Yeah, because you can see from the heat map just how harsh this is. I'm going to pause the game. And then we're going to put some coolers around. Let's see. 32 degrees now. Let's take it down to 12. Because why not? And after we get the main ones, we'll work on where everything else is. Because I'm sure I'm missing spots. I'm leaving blank spots and all that number. Okay, let's let it run a little so we can see how our temperature distribution's working, where we need to put more of them. Yeah, you can see they're not quite overlapping, so obviously I'm going to have to put some oh good, I've had a freeze. It's frozen for a moment. Come on, catch up. Oh, good. Okay. That's fine. You know, it's times like this that I wonder what is going on in the background on my computer that everything like this is slowed down so much. Because you know, my computer is built for game playing. I mean, it's not, you know, I'm not trying to do this on an office computer. And yet, every once in a while, my computer decides, no, I'm an old guy. Stop pushing me. You know, get off my lawn. And that's fine. It's not, you know, it's not anything too bad. Alright. What did I say? 14? 15? Anyway, close enough. I'm putting these things everywhere. Jeez. Bet you it's the polar bears. I bet you it's the polar bears. Yep, you see? Animal welfare has provoked protesters. Well, I'm going to pause it for now because I suspect that as I work on it, things will get better. Okay, I unpaused it because it occurred to me that I need to see where the temperature is, because that's my primary concern right now. Oh good, the inspector arrived just in time for the protesters. That's never a good combination. Yes, see? Must have laid down 20 of these stupid things now. It's like you have to have one every 5.5 feet. It's a bit ridiculous. Rosie got old and died. Alright, I will deal with that in a moment. Come on. Alright, let's see where we are. You'd think there'd be more carryover. Maybe I just got the areas of effectiveness marked too small. Who knows? Alright, one last look. Still not perfect, and I can't believe the placement on some of these. Alright. Now let's look to the bear's needs. I'm going to pause it. Okay, the terrain is actually alright for the bear, but it doesn't look like to me, it doesn't look like a polar bear's habitat. And obviously this isn't going to cover everything. Okay. They need some soil. They need a little sand. Sand I know where to put. That's all the real sand they need. As for soil, there. Okay. All right, I'm going to get a quick drink of water. Pull up the bear's needs again. It really doesn't like any of these, but you know what? Those are all over there, and they're mostly carryover from the fact that part of this habitat is under that habitat, and I'm not even going to worry about it. All right, bring on the toys. Let's see what kind of toys a polar bear likes to play with. Now, I've never had polar bears in any kind of I just haven't had them in my zoos before. These are my first polar bears. This is my very first polar bear habitat, and I think that's very cool. I think it's, fairly cool. Let me fix this real quick. But that does mean I'm going to have to assign a vet to do some research. But, that's not really a problem. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, I'll do it right now. Right? Oh, I meant to say that I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little rough right now because I have been ill. I was fighting a cold for a little while. I am feeling much better, but my voice hasn't completely recovered yet. And for that, I want to say sorry about that. Okay, they got a rubbing pillar. How about putting a prey-scented sack right up here? Okay, I'm obviously going to be adding more to this. All right. Okay. All right, note to self, when you are colorblind and you need to find an animal, look for the shadow because they're very close to the actual color of the terrain. Okay, that's it for that. All right. This, I think, all the basic needs are met, so what we can do now is just concentrate on decorating the place. And by decorating the place, I mean like doing things like this. You know what I forgot? I forgot something. I forgot just a basic food bowl. Releasing to the wild, the solution to zoo incest everywhere. Okay, it's over here. Did the vet not pick her up? Okay. And we got research for the penguins is all completed. That's good. Alright. I was playing with rocks. Let's go look at what we got as far as icy formations. Yeah, not exactly what I was looking for. Let's see. No. No to that also. That is more like it. Okay, I want to check on something. Okay. This is where the bear can travel. So they've got a lot of room. Oh, look. They are making use of this cave. I may install a light here. Just a very light one. Just to do this. You know, give it a little bit of ambiance in there. They are tundra animals. Aquatic and tundra, right. Well, I don't know. This, believe it or not, this is a pretty simple, terrain. Okay. Okay, these bears have a lot of toys. Everything's cool. Just to double check. Yes, our water is being cleaned. This is a good thing. Just barely, but it's being cleaned. Alright, because, you know. And lastly, that is a reminder that I need to do one last thing. Let's see if they even have one for the Taiga. There. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a finished habitat. I like it. Yeah, obviously, it can use some decoration on the perimeter, and you know, some signs and donation buckets and all that number. But as far as the habitat itself, this is a happy home for bears. I mean, look at it. This is neat. I like the you know, the terrain. It's stark. All the you can't do an Arctic habitat with a lot of trees and a lot of decorations. Now, you know, when I get over into some of the tropical habitats, oh, and he's swimming. The bears are swimming. Hold on. That right there is my screenshot. That right there is my screenshot. Okay. There. What was I saying? When I start doing the other animals, like you know, the orangutans, for example, or tapirs or something like that, one of the jungle animals, there'll be a lot of plants and a lot of rocks and a lot of, but with polar bears, mostly what you got is you got empty space. And I like how this empty space works. I think this is doing really, really well. So thank you very much for stopping by for another video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed my polar bear build. I'm sorry you didn't get to see my penguin build or the beginnings of the polar bear build, because that would have just been neat too. I promise I'm going to try and not have that happen in future videos. After this, I'm thinking about adding 1 or 2 more African species, and then on Monday I'm going to be doing a live stream. The details of the live stream have not yet been determined. I will be announcing them, but I'm going to be doing a live stream on Twitch, and it's most likely going to be a habitat build done live, and I'm thinking of having it be the first habitat in the new Asian section of the zoo. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. All the subscribers I can get, it really helps my channel. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Be safe out there, guys. Be safe and be kind, because the world needs a lot more kindness. Bye-bye.